Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be doing our daily transparency update as always. So if you're new here, that just includes me talking about my gains or my losses for every single stock market day, whether it's a huge red day or a huge green day. I like to show it all and have that transparency there. So of course, if you appreciate these portfolio updates, please make sure to smash that like button. It really does help me out. But just starting off for today, as you can see, we are currently at $159,594.92. And for the normal market hours today, we got an actually pretty solid gain at plus 2.53%. That is plus $3,963.39. And then for the after hours, we do have a little bit of a loss at minus 0.54%, which is minus $859.38. So overall, as you can see from the side here, we did get a 2% gain with Tesla stock, including both the normal market hours and the after hours. And then the only other stock I own in the portfolio is a free stock. So Tesla is basically 100% of my portfolio. And just addressing the rest of the time frames, we have for the weekly, the portfolio is in the green at plus 1.80%. That is plus $2,823.66. And for the past month, we're up 19.03%. That's plus $25,513.72. For the past 3 months, we're currently up 30.97%. That's plus $37,735.53. And then finally, for the past year, we are currently up 71.58%, which is around $66,582.52. And the same thing applies to all time as well, considering that I've been investing for under a year on Robinhood. So as you can see, actually a pretty solid day for Tesla stock, and not only just Tesla stock, but the rest of the stock market as well. NASDAQ is in the green, VOO is in the green. You know it's a good general stock market day when we have both NASDAQ and VOO over 1% in gains. And so as you can see just from the watch list here, we have Apple in the green, Amazon in the green. Apple actually had a pretty good day today at around 3%. And so Microsoft's in the green, Adobe's in the green, Shopify was another one in the green. Nvidia was actually a pretty big mover today at plus 4.56%. And then finally down here, I noticed that Square is up significantly at around 7%. As I've mentioned in previous videos, a lot of things can change over a matter of few days. So as things go with your typical Fridays, there's always that concern about what could happen over the weekend. And especially with all of the recent news, I feel like that's one of the major reasons we had a red day. Of course, your typical Friday is always a little bit uncertain in terms of what can happen over the weekend. So we do commonly see some sell-offs on Fridays just because of people being afraid to hold over the weekend. But especially considering the recent news regarding the Rona and stuff like that, I think that just combined with everything else with your typical Friday, and that was one of the major reasons why we got a red day on this past Friday for the stock market, and especially for Tesla stock. As I've said before, a lot of the times when we have a general red day in the stock market, Tesla tends to be one of those that takes a bigger hit, just because, like I said, we have a lot of people that try to short this stock. We have traders that like to trade on Tesla stock just based on all of the volatility that we commonly see with it. So we did see a pretty significant red day for Tesla stock on Friday. I think it was around minus 7%, and I actually ended up purchasing a little bit more today, and I want to discuss my justification for that and also show the receipts in a separate video. If you keep up with these videos consistently, then you may have noticed that the shares might have changed just a little bit. Keep in mind, I didn't drop like thousands and thousands of dollars, but I did spend a little bit today, around $850. And so I will be discussing that in a separate video with my full justification and stuff like that. But I just want to emphasize that I am still purchasing Tesla stock with this video as well, just to have that transparency there. And so like I said, I thought Friday was a big overreaction. Regardless of what things look like in the short term for me, I just maintain my investment strategy as usual. Nothing has really changed considering the recent events. And this is another situation where long-term investors just have an advantage because we don't have to worry as much about what can happen in the short term. And so that's why you have people like me that are not really stressing about, oh no, it's a Friday, things could happen over the weekend, there's some uncertainty there. I'm not concerned about the small things like that. And honestly, the weekend is pretty irrelevant in terms of the long-term perspective. So as I've said, when we do see see red days on Fridays, a lot of that is mainly due to short-term traders that are kind of a little bit of afraid to hold over the weekend. So that's another good thing about being a long-term investor. You don't have to worry about the things that really don't matter too much from that long-term perspective when it comes to the weekend. In the long term, it really doesn't matter too much in my opinion. And that also explains why I bought a little bit more Tesla stock today as well. Just because I'm like your typical dollar cost average person, I just simply buy it when I have cash. Now, keep in mind, I did have this cash on Friday, and I ended up just deciding to spend it because I thought, you know what, I'd rather get in now than get in later. However, as I've said in previous videos, as time starts to go on a little bit more, I will have to save up some of my money and not be able to spend it as much as usual. And that's just because I need to save a little bit of that up to pay off taxes next year. But as I stated, this has been a really good market day just because it's pretty much across the board. It's not just Tesla stock in the green. It's not just the tech stocks in the green. It's pretty much across the board with NASDAQ and VOO both being in the green today. And so just to address the pattern for today for Tesla stock, it started out at 9 a.m. at plus 1.55%. That was around plus $2,400. And then by the time it hit 9:30 and the normal market hour started, it was at plus 1.99%, almost at plus 2%. And then from 9:30 onwards, we got a spike upwards to this point at 9:55 a.m. and that was at plus 4.10%. And then we had some volatility here and there with the final peak at the highest point of the day at plus 4.13%. That was plus $6,463.80. And then from that point on, we got a general downturn with some volatility here and there. So at 10:15 a.m. it continued to drop down to this point at around 11:40 a.m. That was at plus 1.45%. And from that point onwards, that's where we got a lot of the volatility for the day. It bounced back up to this point at plus 2.45% at 12:35 p.m. And then we saw a little bit more volatility with a few high points and a few low points. And it went from plus 1.17% at 2:30 p.m. all the way up to this point at 3:10 p.m. at plus 2.49%, and pretty much leveled out for the rest of the day with some small volatility here and there. And so at that 3:55 marker, we were at plus 2.51%. And then, like I said, it basically just evened out for the rest of the day. The after hours are currently in the negative, but it's not anything too crazy. We're not at like minus 1% or minus 2% for after hours. So not really too bad considering it's Tesla stock. And as I've said previously, after hours don't always represent what the next day is going to look like for this specific stock or just the general stock market as well. So we started out like at around this 2% marker, and then we had a really strong start towards the beginning of the morning, and then that's when we had a little bit of a drop, and it kind of evened out at this 2 to 3% marker for the rest of the day. So the good thing about today is that it didn't end up going in the red at all whatsoever. So it's always a good day where you maintain in the green consistently across the board. So not a bad day at all. A little bit of volatility and a strong start with a finish kind of in the middle, which I'll definitely accept. I don't mind a plus 2%, plus 3% day at all for the stock market, especially on a day like today where we had a little bit of a pullback on Friday at around minus 7%. So anyways, let's go ahead and check out the numbers specifically for Tesla today and the total return as we always do. So as you can see, today's return is plus an even 2% right now at plus $3,122.65. And then for the total return for Tesla stock, we are currently at plus 43.06%. And that is plus $48,039.11. So the total return has definitely gone down significantly since I started investing more heavily into Tesla stock recently. As you all know, I sold Apple stock and Microsoft stock to put all of those funds into Tesla stock. So I went from like a plus 120% gain all the way down to this, just because it increased my initial average cost basis for this stock since I added in a lot more at a later share price. So although the total return doesn't look as nice right now, at least on the initial investment before I started reinvesting heavily into this stock with the funds from my other stocks, then this was actually my best gainer in terms of the gain percentage. And like I said, with the yearly chart, we're still up 71.60%. So it might not seem like that with Tesla, but I've made a solid profit on Tesla and then also on my other stocks and then sold that to reinvest in Tesla. So really, I've made some really solid gains so far on Tesla. But even at this point, at 45% of gains in under a year, I'm still really happy with that. And so with this portfolio update, there's really not anything too special to talk about considering the fact that my mindset hasn't really changed. It's just business as usual with the stock market. Honestly, if I didn't talk about the stock market and Tesla stock on the channel consistently, then I probably wouldn't even be paying that much attention to the market, except for when I actually have cash to buy. But as I've said in previous videos, I like to do these videos, of course, and then it also just keeps that discussion going on Tesla stock stock, which I think it's pretty fun to talk about the stock market and especially Tesla stock as we see the progress continue, because the fun thing about that is that later on over the long term we'll get to see how this plays out for Tesla stock. I think we are in the early stages of this company's growth story, and so that's the awesome thing about these videos. They kind of serve as a record for me to reference in the future if it turns out that my predictions were correct. And of course my money is relying on a lot of these predictions because my investment is all in on Tesla stock. Roth IRA, my public account, everything is pretty much all in on Tesla stock. So this is definitely a big deal, a big investment that will hopefully play out well in my favor in the future. And that is because I have a lot of confidence that I've done my research on this company, and I simply just have a lot of confidence in this company as well to execute on these things. So anyways, I just wanted to share this portfolio update with you all. Yes, I know there was nothing really super special about the day, but sometimes that's just how the market goes. Sometimes it's just a typical green day or a typical red day where there's not too much to talk about. Of course, we can get into some additional things with the Tesla news videos, but when it comes to the portfolio update, basically I just like to update you all on how the portfolio is looking and then also how I'm feeling about the market. Whereas with the market right now, it's pretty much just business as usual for me. As I've said, this is a pretty typical day. But anyways, please make sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and also feel free to check out Robinhood and Webull in the description below. If you sign up with my referral link, you'll get some free stocks, and especially with Webull right now, you can get one free stock valued up to $1,600, and to get that stock, all you have to do is sign up with my referral link and deposit $100 into your account. And keep in mind, you can take that $100 right back out of your account after you get your free stock. Anyways, just want to let you all know about that, and it also helps support the channel as well. But as always, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.